Long before kingdoms rose from dust, before crowns were forged in gold, there was a prophecy whispered only beneath the silver light of the moon. A tale of a mortal warrior and the goddess who would test his heart. A love that defied heaven, and a choice that would change the fate of men and gods alike. In a valley carved by rivers of fire and stone lived a warrior named Kaelen. He was no king, no noble, only a son of the soil. Yet in his eyes burned the courage of 10,000 men. His muscles rippled beneath sun-kissed skin, each line telling a story of battles won and hardships endured. He wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth, but with a spear that sang with every throw. When invaders swept across the land, leaving ash in their wake, Kaelen rose. He didn't seek glory, he didn't yearn for power. He rose simply to protect the people he loved. Among those people was her, Alara, the woman who carried his heart. She was gentle as spring rains, yet fierce as the flames she tamed in her forge. With eyes like fire and laughter that echoed like song, she was his reason. Their love was forged in quiet moments, yet it held the warmth of a hearth in winter's night. They'd met at the village fair, a chance meeting that blossomed into something deeper, a bond that whispered promises of forever. In secret, Kaelen dreamed of a life with her, a home, children, laughter, a love that would defy even the gods. But destiny, it seems, had other plans. The enemy came like thunder. Drums shook the mountains, rattling bones deep within the earth. Their warlord carried a blade said to drink the souls of men. His armor was midnight black, each step leaving a trail of fear in its wake. Kaelen stood with his people upon the hill of final hope, the wind whipping his cloak as he prepared to meet the tide of darkness. With spear in hand, he was a bulwark against the coming storm. For 3 days and nights he fought, a whirlwind of righteous fury. Men fell like wheat before a reaper, but the enemy seemed endless. His body broke, yet his spirit did not bend. The invaders fell one after another, their cries echoing into eternity. But even the strongest oak can fall beneath the storm. And then Kaelen was struck, his chest pierced, his blood soaking the parched earth.
The battlefield was quiet at last, though not in peace. The silence was born of death, of bodies lying broken across the blood-soaked earth. The night wind carried the stench of iron and smoke, a cruel reminder of the battle that had raged without end. At the heart of it all lay Kaelen, the warrior of the valley. His chest was pierced by the warlord's cursed blade, his blood spilling into the earth he had sworn to defend. His breath came in ragged gasps, his sight dimming. He had fought for 3 days and nights until his body gave way, and now at the edge of death, he closed his eyes and welcomed the silence. But death did not claim him. The world grew still. Then, bathed in silver radiance, the heavens opened. A light unlike any fire descended upon the field, soft yet commanding, soothing yet unyielding. From the glow stepped a figure draped in moonlight, her presence bending the earth to reverence. Seraphina, the moon goddess. Her hair flowed like rivers of liquid silver, her eyes shimmered with galaxies, and her voice was the hush of eternity itself. She knelt beside the broken warrior, her hand glowing with celestial fire as she touched the air above his wound. Mortal warrior, your courage has reached even the throne of the gods. No man has fought as you have fought. Your story shall not end here. Kaelen's lips parted, blood staining his teeth. His voice was faint but steady. If I live, it is not for glory, not for myself. It is for them, my people, and for her, His fading eyes sought the horizon where his beloved Arya had once waited, her smile a beacon through the darkest nights. The goddess studied him, her eyes sharp as a blade, yet softened by admiration. She can heal you. I can grant you strength beyond mortals, but the gift I offer bears a price. Your heart will belong to me. Immortality, power, glory, all shall be yours, but no mortal love will ever see you as their own again. The earth shuddered as she spoke. Around them the forest came alive, trees flowering in moonlight, blossoms unfurling as though to celebrate the choice. Kaelen closed his eyes. He remembered Arya's laughter, the dreams they had shared in secret, a home, a family, a life of peace, the dream of forever. He thought of the people who would perish if he fell. His jaw tightened. If it saves them, then yes, heal me. Seraphina smiled faintly. She placed her hand upon his wound, and moonlight poured into him, searing through flesh and bone. His scream tore across the night. The mortal Kaelen was gone. In his place stood the Godborn Warrior. His eyes burned like silver fire. His flesh radiated with divine strength. He rose from the earth renewed, his presence shaking the battlefield itself. With one cry, he sent the invaders fleeing. The warlord, once feared, dropped his soul-drinking blade and ran in terror, his courage stripped from him like torn cloth.
The people emerged from hiding, cheering, weeping, falling to their knees. They saw not just a warrior, but a god. Children shouted his name. Elders bowed in reverence. Their savior had risen. But when Kaelen's eyes found Arya among them, his heart turned heavy as stone. She looked upon him with awe, yes, with reverence, with gratitude, but not with love. Her gaze, once warm, now held only distance. She saw a god, not the man she had once known. Kaelen felt the weight of his choice then. Victory, yes, but victory tasted like ashes in his mouth. Days became weeks. Kaelen led his people into a new age of prosperity, a protector without rival. No enemy dared approach the valley again. Songs were sung of him, statues raised in his honor. Yet every night, beneath the pale silver moon, Kaelen sat alone, his heart aching. Arya no longer knew him. No matter how he tried, no matter what words he spoke, her heart would not recognize his. And Seraphina came often, sometimes in silence, sometimes with words soft as silk. "You are mine now, Kaelen," she told him. "Mortals are fleeting shadows, but I will never leave you. You will never be alone." But Kaelen's eyes always turned away. "You gave me power, goddess, but you cannot command my love. It belongs to Arya. Even if she cannot see me, even if the heavens themselves forbid it, I will not surrender." The goddess's smile faltered, her voice hardened. "Do not tread this path, Kaelen. It will destroy you." Kaelen's jaw set with steel. "Then let it destroy me. Better ashes in her arms than eternity in yours." The gods heard his defiance, and so they summoned him. In the halls of eternity, where stars hung like lanterns and the floor was woven from starlight, the voice of the gods thundered. "If you dare defy our decree, Kaelen, son of Doran, then prove your worth. 3 trials you shall face. Fail, and your love remains forever lost." Kaelen gripped his spear and bowed. "I accept." The first trial, the trial of might. From the mountains rose titans of stone and flame, beasts as old as creation. Their steps cracked the earth, their roars split the sky. Kaelen fought. His spear pierced stone, his fists shattered fire.
His body broke again and again, yet he rose each time, unyielding. At last, the Titans fell, their cries echoing into eternity. The gods watched in silence. The second trial, the trial of spirit. Shadows swirled around him. Illusions whispered. He saw Arya standing before him, smiling. "Stay, Kaelen," the vision said, her voice like honey. "Be with me in peace. Forget your pain. Forget the gods. Forget the fight." For a moment he faltered. For a moment his spear trembled. But then he looked closer. Her eyes, they were wrong. They held no truth, no spark. With a roar, Kaelen shattered the illusion. "You cannot deceive me. Only her true heart will I claim." The third trial, the trial of sacrifice. Before him lay his immortal heart, glowing with divine fire, placed on an altar of light. "Give it up," the gods decreed. "Offer your immortality, and your love may return. Keep it, and she is lost forever." Kaelen did not hesitate. He tore open his chest, seized his glowing heart, and placed it on the altar. His blood rained upon the stars. He fell to his knees, pale and broken. Seraphina appeared once more. Her beauty was terrible, her eyes wet with fury. "Foolish warrior, do you think love can overcome eternity?" Kaelen's voice was hoarse yet steady. "Love can overcome everything, even the gods." The goddess raised her hand, and the skies erupted. Moonlight clashed with fire as their battle shook the heavens. Stars fell like rain, the earth quaked beneath their fury. But Kaelen did not strike to kill. Instead, as the battle reached its peak, he dropped his weapon and knelt. "Take my life, goddess, but return her love. That is all I ask." For the first time, Seraphina wept. The gods themselves fell silent. And then, with voices like thunder and light, they spoke. "No power shall bind true hearts. What the mortal has proven, even gods must honor." Arya's memory returned. Her eyes, once clouded, now overflowed with tears. She ran into his arms, crying his name, "Kaelen!" And in that moment, the warrior who defied the gods was whole again. Seraphina faded into the stars, her voice lingering in the night. "Guard her well, Kaelen. You have won what no god could take." Kaelen lived on, not as a god, but as something greater, a man who had fought heaven itself for love. His name became legend, a tale whispered around fires, sung by wandering minstrels, a reminder for all who dared to love. Remember Kaelen, the warrior who wrestled gods for the heart of a woman.
And so ends the tale of Kaelen, the warrior who would not bow, not to death, not to destiny, not even to the gods. He chose love over eternity, and in doing so, he proved what even the heavens had forgotten, that true love is the strongest force in all creation. Remember his name, remember his vow, for whenever you gaze at the moon on a quiet night, if you listen closely, you may still hear him whispering her name. This has been the legend of Kaelen, the warrior who defied the gods. If this story stirred your heart, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more journeys into myth and legend.